What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan and I'm B-Man X45, and today we're coming at you with another video. Happy New Year's. It is New Year's Day. It is 2026, and we're starting off 2026 with some BT24 card overview. This is the second video in our trifecta, the ones we do for every set. Like we did the points list just a few days ago. We're doing the card overview now, and then probably by the end of the week we will have done the deck excitement list, and we can start looking towards other things like how to build 4 new decks in or returning decks in the BT24 format. So we're really excited for that. I know videos are getting out really late. We've been sleeping in a lot, and it's been hard to get up. It's been a weird holiday season, so we're gonna be putting up some more videos because I know we missed a couple days there where we couldn't get anything out yesterday and on Monday. So we're gonna be putting up some more stuff as well to keep you guys satisfied, because I like to do 1 video a day, and if I don't, try and make up for it by doing at least 2 videos on another day. So we'll probably have more content coming out, but this is our card overview for BT24, so let's get into it, and we'll see some cards right now. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below, we love to hear your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of fun. Okay, well, we're getting right into it. We'll look at some eggs here. We got a new Digimon for the Liberator deck, which is when your opponent's security stack is removed from, you may delete one of their Digimon 3000 DP or less. That's kind of cool. We also, the Bukamon here, by paying 1 cost, end of your turn, this blue Digimon with the TS trait unsuspend. So that's actually really cool. Being able to, it's like end of turn reboot just by paying 1 more. And then there's Sunomon, the new Sunomon for the Jupitermon deck. When your security stack is removed from, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Shaman trait Digimon card in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. So that's pretty good too. Keep moving. I love how there's like 2 purples, and there's there's 2 Sunomons in this set, because there's the Sunomon that goes into Titamon, which is your turn once per turn when a level 4 or higher Digimon cards with the Demon or Titan trait are trashed from your hand. You may play one of them with a play cost reduced by 2. So that's kind of cool. And then we have the new Elizamon, which is also a box topper, which is on play by trashing 1 card with the Reptile, Dragon King, or Dragon Kin or Liberator trait from your hand. Draw 2. So you can actually trash a Tamer or like an option card. I just got to have that one of those traits. And then so it's that trash and draw engine, which is good for this deck, because this deck does play some cards off of, yeah, this one plays some cards off of out of the trash with inheritables. So that's actually not a bad ability at all. And we have other things, like we have like we're gonna have like all the Goblin guys, Shamanmon, Goblimon, Ice Goblimon, I think, as well. New Greymon support, which I believe is Titan. Yeah, that is Titan. So that is, but you got things like the new Dimetromon, which is a blocker. All turns in any area other Digimon with the Reptile or Dragon King trait would leave the battle area by your opponent's effects. By returning this Digimon to the hand, they don't leave. And then same inheritable, security stack is removed from game 1 memory. So that's cool as well. We have a Geochusmon, which is gonna, for the Jupitermon deck. We're also getting a promo, a Geomon. Coming in, well, I can't remember when we're getting that promo. I feel like it's part of the store tournament kit. In maybe not this month, but the next month. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see exactly when we're getting that promo Geochusmon. But yeah, hopefully soon. It would have been nice if he would have came with the tournament kits for January. I'm not sure if he does. So yeah, security attack +1, decode a Geomon, and inheritable decoded Geomon, which is cool. So you're always getting something if he dies. minus 5,000 DP to one of your opponent's Digimon when Digivolving. Then if you have 3 or fewer security cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 7,000 DP or less. So it can delete up to 12,000 because it's going to minus 5,000 first. And then as long as that Digimon's like 7,000 or less, you can then delete it. So that's actually pretty cool. I do like that really, really well. I think they did really well on that card. Of course, there's the new Lamiamon stuff, which is the hand main. You know, you can Digivolve. You can Warp Digivolve from Elizamon by putting a Dimetramon underneath from trash for 3. When Digivolving, when attacking, your opponent places one card from their hand as the bottom security card, then trashes their top security card, which is actually really cool. And then this is where the all turns when your opponent's security stack is removed from. You may play one 5,000 DP or low Reptile or Dragon King trait Digimon card from your hand without paying the cost. So there's that as well. So that's actually pretty good. And then the new Medusamon, which has Raid, Piercing, and Progress. When Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon. Then by returning 2 cards from their trash to the bottom of their deck, they play 2 Petrification tokens. So you got to have at least 2 cards, which could include a Digi-Egg card. And then the on deletion Trasher top security card. And then after this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP for each of your opponent's Digimon until their turn ends. So that's pretty cool. Playing multiple Petrification tokens to potentially trash multiple cards is always really good, especially when it has all these keywords, basically, and piercing too. So that's kind of cool. But then, of course, the win goes to the new level 7 Starakamon, which has Progress, Piercing, Blocker, and Armor Purge. Can Digivolve on a Lamia for cost 6 if you have an Owen Dreadnought, or 4 on a level 6. When Digivolve, you may trash any one of your opponent's security cards. Any one of your opponent's security cards. So you can choose which one. So if you're worried about something they put in security, or if you've seen something go into security that's big, you can trash, and you know where it is, you can trash that one. Then this Digimon may unsuspend. And then all turns, when your opponent's security stack is removed from, you may delete one of their Digimon. And then all turns, when any of your Reptile or Dragon King trait Digimon leave the battle area by deleting one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon, they don't leave. So it's got protection, which is huge. That and being able to unsuspend too is actually really cool. So that's really good stuff. Just look at Gomamon. He just looks like he's up to no good. And this is like a reveal top 3. Add 1 card with Sea Beast, Shaman trait, or Aqua, or Sea Animal. And 1 card with the TS trait among them to your hand. Return the rest of the bomb. So you can add Tamers with this. So that's pretty good. Yeah, there's lots of stuff in this set. We got the new Neptunemon here. Our second Neptunemon since BT5. Well, this is the only other Neptunemon we got. And you can Digivolve from level 5 with Aqua or Sea Animal, or the TS trait for a cost 3. When this Digimon will be played, if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon, reduce play cost by 5. So you can play it for 7 like an ace if your opponent has multiple Digimon. On play, when Digivolving, return all of your opponent's Digimon with fewer Digivolution cards to the bottom of the deck. And then all turns, once per turn, when this Digimon suspends, it may unsuspend. All turns, when any of your Digimon with the TS trait or Aqua or Sea Animal in any of their traits would leave the battle area by your opponent's effects. By suspending this Digimon, they don't leave. So protection and the fact that when it suspends, it unsuspends once per turn. So that's actually really cool. And of course, we got Alekmon, our Alekmon, for a Geomon, which is going to be a searcher. It lets you add an Iliad trait card and 1 TS trait card among them to the hand. So that opens up the door, since a lot of this stuff is Iliad and DS. Inheritable, when attacking, you may add your top security card to the hand. Then if you have 0 security cards, recovery +1. So this is really good. And it works with Digivolving too, that you can do some other cool shenanigans. And then of course we have the new Aegeomon, which also has an alternate art. If we go back over here, barrier, inheritable barrier. When moving, on play, when Digivolving, by adding your top security card to the hand, you may play 1 TS trait tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. This effect can't play cards with the same name as any of your tamers. So you can only play 1 of each tamer, but it is really good because you can play like a Nori, you can play a Homurus, you can play the Dan Yuki dual tamer, which all of those would be actually pretty good in this deck. Plus having barrier is always great as well, because it helps you trash cards in your security, which this deck really needs. So barriers actually be really strong in this deck, and the fact that you can play any tamer, TS tamer for free is really good, especially when it's when moving too. That is pretty good. We got a new Sylphimon here, DNA Digital from a yellow or a red/green. So you can do red or green, but you got to have a yellow as one of the cards. One of your opponent's Digimon on play when Digivolving gets minus 5,000 DP for the turn. Then one of your Digimon may attack. If DNA Digivolving, one of your Digimon gains security attack +1 and 5,000 DP for the turn, which is always great. And then all turns once per turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, you may play 1 level 4 or lower yellow, red, or TS trait Digimon card from its Digivolution cards without paying the cost, which is the same. You can do that with its inheritable. So it's basically like the Shakuomon. So we're getting these kind of new, not partition based, but at least play 1 off of it when it dies. So that's kind of cool. I do like that. And then we have, of course, some cool stuff like Venusmon, a new Venusmon, and they really designed that card for some people, which is cost 3 to Digivolve from any level 5 TS trait. If it would be played, if you have 3 or fewer security, you can reduce cost by 5. Again, playing it for 7. On play when Digivolving, trash all Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then until your opponent's turn ends, 2 of their Digimon tamers can suspend or activate when Digivolving effects. So kind of like the last one, but not as you know, it just can't activate when Digivolving effects. And can't suspend or activate, which is actually kind of good. The fact it trashes all the Digivolution cards is nice. And then all turns when any of your TS trait Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, by placing one other Digimon with no Digivolution cards as the bomb security card, they don't leave. And that's just placing one other Digimon with no Digivolution cards. So that could be your opponent's Digimon. So that's a neat form of protection. And of course, Minervamon as well. Again, you can play her for 7. If this card would be played, if you have an Iliad trait Digimon or Tamer. So as long as you have a trait Digimon or Tamer, you could play this for 7. On play when Digimon on deletion, you may play 1 cost 5 or lower Iliad trait card from your hand. Trait card. So you can play Tamers off this 5 or lower without paying the cost. Then to one of your opponent's Digimon, de-Digivolve 1 for each of your Digimon. And so you can either, because it's so that's for each of your Digimon. So you can either go de-Digivolve 1 2 times to, like, if you played a Digimon to 1 Digimon, or do 2 separate Digimon. So that's actually kind of cool. And then opponent's turn, all of your Iliad trait Digimon gain reboot or blocker. So she spams. And it's cool that it's on deletion. So that's cool. Got Goblymon, got a new Muchomon, which is not Liberator, but it is Shoto Kazuma based, which is, it's kind of weird. Another guy who looks shady is this new Garurumon, which with jamming, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon on play when Digivolving, and same thing when attacking inheritable. He just looks like he's up to no good. We got Marukimon. Again, another one you can play if there are 3 or more Digimon. And that's just 3 or more Digimon. So basically, between your opponents and your field, if there's 3 or more, you can play it for 7. On play when Digivolving, suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then one of your Digimon may get 5,000 DP for the turn and attack your opponent's Digimon. So you kind of have to do that. Also, when Digivolving, when attacking, one of your Digimon may unsuspend. And then alter your turn, your Iliad trait Digimon gains Rush and Piercing. So you can play this guy and attack and pierce, gain that, and then you can unsuspend for a second attack. So that's not bad. Definitely a new way of doing Marukimon. I think a better way. We got Kiramon X-Antibody. You play 1 Diaboromon token without paying the cost. That's pretty good on a when moving, when Digivolving. Cost 0 on a Kiramon. And then all turns inheritable when this Digimon with Diaboromon its text would leave the battle area by deleting one of your other Digimon with Diaboromon. It doesn't leave, so added protection. So that's always really great. We got like a new line for Ryudomon, which has when any of your Digimon with Shuyulin are played, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Hisaryumon in the hand for the Digillusion cost 3, ignoring Digillusion requirement, so it lets you warp up to your level 5. And then when this Digimon suspends, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers with as high or lower play cost as this Digimon. So, not bad. And then Diaboromon X, which is going to have Overclock for the identified traits. That's kind of cool. That's a new one. Blocker, when Digivolving to one of your opponent's Digimon, Digivolve 1 for each of your Digimon. Then delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. So if you work the Digivolve thing the right way, you could basically delete all of your opponent's Digimon if you get them down to the same play cost, basically. And then all turns, when any of your Digimon with Diaboromon and their names would leave the battle area, you may play 1 Diaboromon from your hand or this Digimon's Digillusion cards without playing the cost, which is really cool because you can activate any on-play effects that you play from a Diaboromon from its Digillusion cards or hand. And then the new inheritable from Kiramon X Antibody can use its protection ability to protect your Diaboromon X at the same time. So that's actually really cool. We got a new Guiomon, which is a reveal 3. Among them, add 1 Evil Dragon or Dark Knight trait card. So this is definitely for Gallantmon, Chaos Gallantmon, but we don't have a new Chaos Gallantmon yet. The fact that it says Dark Knight makes me believe that. And trash 1 such card, return the rest to the bottom of the deck, then trash 1 card in your hand. So it keeps low card count in your hand. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So that's kind of cool. We got more cards just like it here. We got Demi Devi, which is going to be for and Vilemon and Skull Satamon, which are all going to be part of the new Creepymon X Antibody, which is actually pretty cool. It's our last Demon Lord to get an X Antibody. So now our Demon Lords all have an X Antibody, and we can start this broken trait of now doing new X Antibody cards that have 3 colors, if you know what I mean. We got a new Growlmon, which has the same inheritable as the Guiomon. And it's on play when Digivolving. If you have 4 or fewer cards in hand, you may play 1 purple Tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less from your trash without paying the cost. So playing purple Tamers from the trash is always good. There's any purple Tamer, so that could be very, very good. But you got to keep a low hand count is the whole point of this. You got a War Growlmon, which has the Dark Dragon type. Trash main, if you have 4 or fewer cards in your hand, you may play this card with the play cost reduced by 2, so you can play it for 5 from your trash. On play, when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. It also has on deletion, you may play one level 4 or lower Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon trait Digimon card from your trash to pay the cost. It replaces itself. So you want to throw as much of your stuff in the trash as possible. And then we have the Creepymon X-Antibody. Cost you to digivolve on a Creepymon trash. When one of your Creepymon attacks, if your opponent has 10 or more cards in their trash, by digivolving it into this card without paying the cost, trash your opponent's top security card. So you can then digivolve into the Creepymon in the trash. So you don't even need to have this guy in your hand. You can just put him in the trash. When digivolving, delete all of your opponent's lowest level Digimon. Then you may play up to 4 play cost total worth of evil or fallen trait, fallen angel trait cards from your trash without paying the cost. So, yeah. And then for every 10 cards in your opponent's trash, add 4 to this effect's play cost maximum. So already if you have the 10 you need for his trash ability, you're playing up to 8 play cost total worth of guys. That's pretty awesome. I love Skull Satmon's in the back there, and like Devimon, and you can see other things in the background. There's Devi. So that's really cool. So we're getting a fully fleshed out line for this guy. I think it's actually going to be pretty good. I'm actually interested in Creepymon X for the next format. And we got a new Megidramon, which is also treated as Chaos Gallantmon, but it doesn't have the Dark Knight one. So I think that's why I think we're going to get a Chaos Gallantmon, because we haven't had a Chaos Gallantmon since, oh gosh, back in, we got one in BT5, but we got a second one in EX3 or 4, I want to say. I think it was EX. It was the same set we got our first medieval Gallantmon in. I think it was EX4, but I could be wrong. Could be EX3. Same with trash. End of your turn, if you have 4 of your cards in hand, one of your Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon trait Digimon may digivolve into this card without paying the cost. So end turn, and then blocker on play when digivolving, on deletion delete all of your opponent's lowest level Digimon. So just board wipe, if you know, depending on what they have, but doesn't kill himself, so that's not bad. And of course we have a Skull Baluchimon Titanmon combo card, Rush, Piercing, Execute. On play when digivolving, when attacking by trashing one card in your hand, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. On deletion, you may play one Titanmon and one level 5 or lower Digimon card with the Titan trait from your trash without paying the cost. And then assembly, Titanmon, and Skull Baluchimon, if you have them, you can assembly -6. You can play this for 8. And it also has the demon type trait, which could be important. We're getting into our tamers. We got the new Owen, which is a rare, no alternate art, but he's by returning this tamer to the bottom of your deck, you may play one Owen Dread Knight from your hand without paying the cost. Then if you don't have a Digimon, you may play one Alizamon from your trash without paying the cost. And then your turn, when any of your Digimon would digivolve into a Reptile or Dragon King trait Digimon, by suspending this tamer, that Digimon gains plus 3,000 for the turn, and it may attack. So allowing it to attack end of turn could be good. Also really good getting into your other Owens that you need. You got the new Inori, which if you have 4 or less memory, gain 1 memory. That's a new starter main ability. It's not quite a memory tamer, but it does allow you to get up to 4 instead of 3. When your security stack is removed from by suspending this tamer, one of your Aegeomon may digivolve into a Digimon card with a Geochusmon in its name in the hand without paying the cost. So yeah, so that's pretty good. So you can go up to Geochusmon for free, like all the time. And then we have the new dual tamer, Kanan and Dan. If you have 4 or less memory, gain 1 memory, same thing. End of your turn, by suspending this tamer, you may use 1 TS trait option card with as high or lower a use cost as your opponent's memory from the hand without paying the cost. Then one of your Digimon with the TS trait may attack. I think this is really good just for the may attack. I don't know about the option stuff, but I mean, maybe there's probably some good options. We also have the Crossroad Witch, which is also treated as Shu Yulin, and has the trait Digipolice. And so apparently this is an older version of her, so she ages very well. Start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. When any of your Digimon are played or Digivolve, you may mind link one of your Digimon with the X-Antibody, Digipolice, or Secrets trait. It gives them Alliance and Reboot, and then you can play it from it at the end of all turns. So yeah, don't know if it really does much more than, I'd have to see. I can't remember what Shu Yulin does. Does she do Alliance and Reboot, or does she do like Reboot and something else? I can't remember, so I'd have to check and see. We also have Asuna Shiroki, which is 3 Musketeers support. By trashing one card of 3 Musketeers in its text or the TS trait from your hand, draw 2. It also has start of your turn. If you have 4 or less memory, by returning this tamer to the bottom of the deck, you may play one Asuna Shiroki or one level 4 or Digimon with the TS trait or the 3 Musketeers in text from your trash without paying the cost. So that's kind of cool. And then we have some new options. We have the new Blazing Conductor emblem, which basically does the same thing that all the other emblems do. It's just for Owen and Alizamon. Abyss Shank, Shori Throne Room. You got Temple of Beginnings. Once add your top security to your hand and recovery +1. Then place this card in the battle area. When your security stack is removed from delay, you may place the top stack card of any of your Digimon with a Geotrusmon or Jupitermon in their names as the top security card. So you can de-digivolve your own guy, which is interesting. Could be interesting. We'll see. And that is Iliad and TS, so you could play that with the Dan Yuki Throne Room and Abyss Sanctuary and Central Town Throne Rooms that have alliance abilities around them, and they're face-up security cards. And then we have we got our Petrification token. We have the In-Between Theater, which it looks like a really cool card, which is, while you have a TS trait Digimon Tamer on the field, you can ignore this card's color requirements, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the TS trait among them to the hand, then return the rest to the bottom of the deck, then place this card in the battle area, and then delay gain 2 memory, so it's a memory boost, kind of like Kuremi Detective Agency. And then, of course, we have the big guy himself, Jupitermon, can Digivolve from a level 5 with a TS trait for cost 5, which is a lot, or a Geotrusmon in name for cost 1 for each of your security cards. And this deck revolves around like getting rid of all your security. So you could Digivolve into him for 0 if you had 0 security cards, or 1, which is also really good. Especially since you can Digivolve into a Geotrusmon for free with your abilities. Then on play, when Digivolving, trash your top security card, and one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 13,000 DP until their turn ends. Then if you have 1 or few security cards, recovery 2, so you go back up to 3 automatically. And then all turns, when your security stack is removed from, trash your opponent's top security card. And then when any of your TS trait Digimon would leave the battle area by trashing your top security card, they don't leave. So you can protect it, trash the security card, and trash your opponent's security card, which is nice. So that's really cool. And then we have Homerus, which is also going to be an expensive card because it's a secret. And start of your main phase, we've talked about this, gain 1 memory. Then if you have 5 or more memory, suspend this tamer and draw 1. All turns, all your TS trait Digimon get plus 1,000 DP. End your turn by suspending this tamer. You may activate 1 on player when Digivolving effect of one of your Olympus 12 trait Digimon. So this is hilarious because this card can let you activate a Jupitermon's minus 13,000 DP multiple times per turn. But you have to watch out because if you have too much memory at the start of your turn, she's just going to, she's just gain you a memory. And if you have 5, she's just going to suspend and draw 1. So the plus 1,000 is nice. The end of your turn ability is hilarious. She's going to be really good for all Olympus 12 Digimon. This card's scary because it lets you activate Venusmon's ability from BT10 multiple times, so that card could never die. That is really funny. And it's a way to potentially lock your opponent out of the game, so we'll see how Bandai deals with that. But this is our card overview. This is BT24. Let me know what you guys think about all this. What do you think about the cards we looked at? There's a lot more stuff in the set, but we just kind of, like usual, we just kind of pick through and choose a bunch as we go through. But let me know your guys' thoughts on a lot of these cool cards that we've been seeing, and we're going to do our deck excitement list real soon. Hope you guys enjoy as always. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.